Hello and welcome to episode 198 of The Pitcher or the Hitter, the podcast by the M-SABR Dynasty League for the M-SABR Dynasty League. I am Cam,
I'm Sahil.
and it has been a quiet time of year in the Dynasty Baseball League, as it often is. Um, there's a lot going on in, or yeah, not a lot going on in baseball in general. But some of the other leagues, I think now's a good time to talk about those. For one, you mentioned the football finals are going to be you versus Eric. Is that right?
Yeah, barring uh Jonathan Taylor having like negative 40 points today and Connor getting or not Connor, sorry, Jawan Jennings getting like 90 points for Evan. Yeah. It's gonna be me versus Eric again. Eric has just been crushing it the last 2 weeks, his team. He had a bye last week, so his team didn't actually play. I also had a bye, but so he last week would have scored. Let's see if I can even find it. They might not tell me, but he had like 190 something last week. If they would have actually played. Uh, and then this
I
week,
don't know how your scoring works and whether that's a lot or not, but
it is a lot. He had 191, and then this week he even topped at 210. Both of those would have been his two highest scoring weeks of the season. Eric and I did split in the regular season. I beat him week 3. He beat me in the last week of the regular season. So should be a good matchup. I am dealing with an injury to Jordan Love, so I might have to start Philip Rivers, who is, as we speak, is playing tonight, and he's actually looked pretty
he's
damn good.
lighting it up, it looks like.
I know he's throwing 2 touchdowns. Like,
Man, how about Philip Rivers?
yeah, and here I was thinking he might be cooked, but
I
uh,
mean, here everyone was thinking he might be cooked 4 years ago. Um, but
yeah.
but no, good for him. Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
no,
like
no.
he's playing well.
Yeah, he's been really fun to watch. So yeah, that's Rivers. And then on let's see, Eric's side, he's been largely healthy and just like anything can happen, especially in one week in a football league. But I mean, his team has been just off the charts. He got 40 and a half points this week from Puka Nacua, which is just insane. And what a week Puka Nacua has had overall as an aside. But yeah, it'll be a good matchup. I'm excited for that. Hopefully I can get revenge on Eric from the baseball finals loss. And also revenge for his win against me in the hockey league, which is now halfway through its regular season. We've played 11 weeks. We have 10 more to go. Um, it's or 10 matchups, I should say, because I think the All-Star break kind of lengthens it a bit. But it's been interesting. You started the season as a worthless garbage team. You changed your team name for a little bit, and then you went back to being a worthless garbage team. So, how are you feeling about this hockey season?
Yeah, so why don't we, I guess, yeah, we'll be diving more into the hockey season than we did the football, but it's interesting. I'm 6-5. I'm playing Yuki this week in the short week. Hopefully that means I'll be 7-5 going into the new year, which that's all right. I've lost some really crappy teams though. I lost to Yuki already this season. I got blown out by Yuki. And I have a loss to Zach as well. So lousy some really lousy results. But on the other hand, I do have a win against Andrew. I've a win against Greg. And a win against the Connor team, who's actually been surprisingly good this year. Um,
He's been all right.
maybe good to stretch, but he's been decent at times. He's kind of had a bad last week or two. But yeah, I had four straight losses in the middle of that. That turned me back into worthless garbage team. We'll see what I do with my team name the rest of the year.
Yeah, no. It's been an interesting year for you. You know, it was definitely fun to see your reaction after you lost to me earlier in the year. And at least from my perspective, it's been a pretty fun year. 7-3-1, second seed if the playoffs started right now. Um, I beat you, Andrew, and Parker back to back to back to start the season, which was a lot of fun. I did get blown out recently in back to back weeks by Greg and Ruthvik, but I have picked it back up. I've won two straight. I play Sully this week. And I'm hoping to, kind of keep going here strong. I was not expecting that after the tearing it all down towards the end of last year, but I think a pretty decent off season, some decent in-season pickups, and I've been pretty happy with my progress. But elsewhere around the league, Ruthvik took his second loss against EBO this week. This past week was very close. So they're 9-2. They looked like they were going to run away with it. Now they're a game and a half ahead of second place, which is still a nice cushion, but not as nice as it was going to be before. There's a clump of teams who are a half game back of me. I'm second at 7-3-1, but Parker, Evil, and Andrew are all 7-4. That's looking like a nice competitive group. They've all had some solid wins. Um, but also some dark moments there in the season. You're sitting there at 6-5 uh, as the current six seed. Alex is a game behind you, but he has lost two straight. Zach Betran's 4-6-1. He's had a weird year because he is like very much at the bottom of the roto, but he's strangely been able to like beat like good teams randomly. Connor is 4-7. I think the biggest surprise in the league is Greg at 4-7. Um, I don't think anybody saw that coming. He's playing well, and like the roto says he should be better than he is. But it hasn't quite worked out for him. Sully is 3-8, and then the another surprise is Yuki is sitting there at 2-9. He's in last place a year after playing Greg in the semis. Um, so I think Greg and Yuki are my two biggest surprises. I don't know how you feel, but that does not feel right.
Yeah, I'm not terribly surprised to see Yuki down that far. Although he did make the semis last year.
His skaters are great. His goalies are just god awful.
I mean, that's kind of how it goes. That's how it was for my team when my team was playing bad. Like he's getting I mean, yeah, he is having a great season from Wyatt Johnston, um, Rupe Hintz, um, Clayton Keller's having a pretty good season. I wouldn't say his skaters are awesome because I don't know, Huberto's not having that great of a season. Kent Johnson is really struggling after we thought he broke out last year. He's got a lot of younger guys like Zach Bolduc um and like Eliaxe Protas who are have mixed results. And so he's got some good skaters, but yeah, the goaltending outside of Swayman has been really rough. Like Elvis Merzlikins has been terrible. I'm not sure how much longer he holds on to him. He's been just kind of streaming guys otherwise, like he's streaming tonight Anton Forsberg, who's been pretty good. We'll see if he's a hold. And like Jonathan Quick, he's been streaming as well. He's been pretty good, but still just kind of a streamer. So yeah, the goalie, uh, yeah, the goalie stats have, um, he's been last in both of the goalie rate stats.
It's amazing how having bad goalies really does you in. Such a tricky position.
No, and it's so hard to, it's hard to trade for a goalie in this league, first of all, but it's also hard to find good young goalies. It's just a lot of luck involved.
Carter Hart, man.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, I know. I feel dirty about it, but what can you do?
But yeah, you look at Ruthvik's team. He's made the last two finals, lost each of the last two. Um, this season, he's top in goals top in goals thus far, top in shots, third in hits, third in special teams points. So the offense is really rolling, but yeah, as well, just like last year, um, well, last year goalie stats were his weakness, but he's been kind of average in the goalie stats this year, and that's helped him out a lot.
That's how it goes, right? Goalies are kind of year over year, you never quite know what you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Stuart Skinner, for example. For a while, he would just go wherever Stuart Skinner went, and um, yeah, it hasn't been good this year in that regards, but like Jacob Dobesh has been a real breakout, and
I did
Alex
not
Lyon,
know
I know
that's
he
how you
mentions all the
pronounce
time.
that. Dobesh? Oh my God, that blows my mind.
What?
I didn't know Dobesh was how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, Dobesh. It's a Czech. He's an Ohio State guy.
That annoys me, that pronunciation. I don't know why.
The S should have like a little carrot on top of it.
That's weird. I don't like
Jakob
that.
Dobesh.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Dustin Wolf as well. Him and Dobesh could be a really good goalie tandem um, of young guys going forward. Not to mention Hellebuck there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, any other teams that we wanted to mention here? I know you mentioned Greg is struggling. A lot of that is just he's not able to set lineups as well since he's away, but a lot of it is just kind of luck of the roto because he's still scoring at an elite pace. He's still second in hits. He's got a lot going for his team still, despite the record.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is just like I've seen him have a couple just like crazy good weeks, and it's just like not like he'll just lose like 6-5 randomly. Like it's I think some of it, and he's good in a roto, right? So I think some of it's just he's unlucky more than anything else. But uh,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of luck to it, and a lot of I'm sure like you can't targeted stream as well when you're halfway across the world. But yeah, I think
that too, yeah.
yeah, I expect him to be better in the second half of the season. I mean, just looking down his roster, Nick Suzuki's having a great year. Draisaitl, of course. Martin Necas is plus 34 on the season. He's got Morgan Geeky, who has been the big breakout of the year. Um, he's without Zach Werenski currently, but Zach Werenski has 40 over a point a game. But yeah, and goalie wise, I mean, part of it, he's only rostering three goalies, and one of them is Akira Schmid, is not uh who's not really starting every day, especially um
He's
with Carter
basically
Hart
starting
there.
like two out of three games since Carter Hart, or one out of three. Carter Hart's been like getting it's like a 70-30 split roughly.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got a sub 900 save percentage anyway. Jacob Markstrom has been terrible as well. So it's really just kind of Igor that the goalies as well is really what has been hurting his team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of how we stand um going into the Christmas week. It's crazy. We got four teams with seven wins. There's going to be a lot of it's tough because there's a top six in the standings and there's also a slightly different top six in the roto. So I guess I don't see Alex or Zach breaking into the top six in the standings. So it's really I guess what it's going to be down the stretch is can Greg overcome the hole he's dug to be the sixth team in the playoffs?
I think he can.
He's 2 games behind that final spot, and he's got a big pink house divided final week matchup against me again. So um, there's he definitely has time to.
Time, yes. It's gonna take some effort, but
Yeah,
uh, yeah, I have faith that he'll figure it out.
yeah. Um, but yeah, anything else on hockey here?
Hockey wise now, it's been an interesting season, and can't wait to see how it plays out. Nice to, see some other names up here popping off that maybe aren't just, seeing a repeat of Greg and Ruthvik, although Ruthvik's doing really well, so.
Yeah. Well, and Andrew is top of the roto, where he tends to be, and Evil's recovering after a slow start. So it's the same teams mostly.
Let me pretend it's a little different. Oh God. Sully just said that Jeff Brom is Michigan's top choice per report.
Oh my God, just
Oh,
sign Kyle Whittingham and be done with it.
yeah, you and I are on the same page on that.
He's clearly the best choice.
Yep.
And there's no way we're getting DeBoer from Alabama.
No, that's done.
Um, but yes, anyway, yeah, baseball. This is a baseball podcast. We have our 35 plus draft plan for today.
Yeah, we went over last year's 35 plus draft uh in the last episode and excited to go over it in this episode here, the
Yeah.
rest of it or
Yeah,
this year's.
brand new 35 plus draft. Before we get into that, though, one last thing we wanted to mention. Munetaka Murakami signed with the White Sox on Sunday morning.
Yeah, that kind of uh so a month ago, I very much would not have expected that, but I did start to hear some rumblings that, he wasn't really getting valued in the market. Teams are worried about the strikeout percentage and, maybe that a team like the White Sox. I haven't heard the Reds name in connection with him, which I should have known better that you all weren't going to actually sign him, but he's at least interested. I thought he was someone that would have been logical for y'all, but I really like this sort of White Sox. There's very little risk to them. I mean, worst case scenario, you gave up 17 mil a year. Like, fine,
Mhm.
he has a lot of raw power. Can he tap into it enough to overcome the strikeouts? I don't know the answer to that. I feel like all of this stuff that's been said about him lately has kind of gotten people soured on him, but I still think at the same time he's still like a pretty good talent. I worry that he's gonna start to just get ridiculously undervalued. Um I'm curious where he goes in our rookie draft. I know we've obviously, White Sox, we think of Connor and we think of Daniel and Matt. Daniel and Matt have traded away their first round pick, but Connor picked second overall. I can't I can't justify picking him that high, in my opinion. But I
I
wonder.
mean, yeah, I couldn't, but like I think it's very much in the cards for Connor to take him at 2. Um, not that, yeah, again, not that I think it would be the best pick, but yeah, um yeah, and he's not taking Billy Carlson at 2. Um, quite, but he's another probably someone I'd have um ahead of Murakami. I haven't finalized my board yet, but yeah, I am not a fan of this profile. I certainly wouldn't have him anywhere near the top 2 of my board, let alone the top. I don't know if I'd have him in the top 10 of my board, but yeah, I just don't love the strikeouts, and it's kind of clear that how his market cratered, and um, and I guess, and I agree, it's pretty low risk, not bad for the White Sox, but I don't really want anything to do with those strikeouts and that profile in the fantasy league.
Me neither. I do like two because I feel like my concern with these guys is you sign that big contract and then you don't turn out well and then you kind of just get buried and like there's not a real opportunity for you. Like Yoshida, right? Yoshida got his bag. I'm never gonna be mad at a guy for getting his money, right? But like Yoshida very much like if he was if he was somewhere else, right, like he'd get a decent amount of playing time. I feel like the Red Sox very much slowed him down on his like path to coming back last year on purpose because they just didn't have the room to clog up the DH spot when you had Devers. And maybe if, I'll take that back because that's not the reason Devers left, but like it certainly would have made it easier for them to keep him. Uh,
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Yoshida doesn't really have a position to play, and yeah, kind of slowly gotten a little bit worse every year. I guess he was all right. He was better his second year than I thought he was,
yeah.
but yeah, it's tough without yeah, not a great fielder. Murakami is kind of the same way. He's pretty much locked in at first base. Maybe he can play a little bit of third, but unlikely. Um, yeah, but yeah, with the White Sox, he'll have opportunities to play if that sounds like that's what you were building up to.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else on this you would like to discuss?
No, other than like yeah, I mean I could see him going top two to Connor. Outside of that, I'm not sure where I expect him to fall because I personally don't even have him as the best Japanese hitter coming over.
I think he's gonna get drafted earlier than you think. I think he'll still get picked in the first round.
I mean, yeah, I think he probably will get picked in the first round, but um regardless, but yeah, curious to see who if it's someone who yeah, if it's a rebuilding team, more likely who wants to um who wants to kind of gamble on him because he is how old is he? I think
He's like 25.
yeah, he's 25. He's yeah, he's super young. He'll
He's going to be
uh
a first round pick. He's 25, and yes, he does have some concerns, but that's not any different than a power guy who comes up from the minors, right, and has some issues. The difference here is that he's actually like, the you know is going to play every day in the major leagues next year, and you know that.
yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. But speaking of guys who are 10 years older than that, are we ready for the 35 plus draft? But yes, the 35 plus draft, the rules basically, as always, we're drafting guys who are 35 or older on the day of the draft. We're doing the draft a little bit later than in previous years, so the draftee pool may be a little bit larger, slightly larger than in previous years. There's maybe one or two guys who this includes now, but and yeah, as always, what we do is uh, this is the ESPN 12 categories, and we're gonna put all of our guys on a team and play each other every single week in ESPN and see who the winner is.
Yeah. I am excited. Who got the first pick last year? I think we should just switch that.
Yeah, so I picked first the first year, and you picked first last year, so it'll be me again this year.
Go for it. All
And
right.
we snake the draft.
Yeah.
But I will be taking Freddie Freeman first overall.
Yeah, that was number one on my board too. That's a nice pick. I think definitely the safest pick. Okay, let's see. I will. It's a number of good options still left.
You say after pick number one, that's a hot take.
It is a hot take. I do agree. Give me. Do you know there's a player in rookie ball, who played rookie ball in 2008 and 2009 for the Nationals named Jose Altuve, and he's also would technically be eligible for the 35 or older draft because he's 37.
How about that?
Yeah,
You gonna
and
take him?
I think that's a long way for me to say that I'll take Jose Altuve, and I will take George Springer. Give me some Astros, baby.
All right. I am going to get a pitcher on the board. I'll be taking Zach Wheeler. Um, he's maybe not ready for opening day. Um, but I don't think it'll be too long after opening day that he'll be there. And then I will take, there aren't a lot of hitters left already, so I am going to take Max Muncy.
Where we're in the sh are you putting these in the sheet somewhere?
Yeah, I'm putting them in the sheet.
Oh, okay, I see this now. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Give me Salvador Perez
Ooh,
and give me hmm depending which one of these two I want. Give me Jacob deGrom.
ooh, okay. All right, Salvador Perez and Jacob deGrom. I am going to take Nathan Eovaldi as my second pitcher. And it's tricky. He's not gonna get it. He's he's not gonna get 500 plate appearances, but how about Giancarlo Stanton?
Interesting. All right. Give me give me Aroldis Chapman and Kenley Jansen.
Ooh, I wanted Chapman. That's tough. Um,
Yeah, there's not a lot of good closers at this age that I think are guaranteed for saves.
yeah, but one of the guys guaranteed, or maybe not guaranteed, but one of the guys likely to get saves, I'll take him as Rizal Iglesias.
Okay.
And then I'll take another former Red, Sonny Gray.
I was counting on you to take Rysel there. I'm very glad. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm surprised he hasn't gone yet. Give me Chris Sale and give me Marcus Semien.
Yeah, those are pretty good picks. You've been better at picking these than I have in general. Um, I don't know. Sonny Gray intrigued me. Um, we'll see.
I like Sonny Gray. I mean, he's on my dynasty team for a reason. You picked a couple guys that are on my dynasty team, or three guys, I should say.
Oh God, we're running out of good hitters. I'll take Paul Goldschmidt for the third year in a row. Um, and maybe this year will go a little better than the last two.
Then you got one more.
And I will um I think this is in a lot of ways this is just kind of a quantity game, so I'll take Merrill Kelly.
That's a great pick. You took one of my favorites. I mean, if we're going, let me think this through for a minute. Give me Mike Yastrzemski,
All right.
and since your quantity point's a good one, give me Seth Lugo.
All right. Seth Lugo.
Surprised you took him over Merrill Kelly. I thought you were a Lugo truther.
I'm kind of a Lugo truther. And
I
I
think
checked
Kelly's better for what it's worth.
I checked his numbers. They're not the best.
I think there's a clear explanation for it, and I think he's a great buy low candidate. I
Okay,
think he
well,
had pitching hurt at the end of the year, and if you were selling him, I'd buy him.
I'll consider selling him. We'll talk off air.
Yeah.
Um, all these hitters are the same now. Uh, he hasn't signed anywhere yet. Um, and also, but I'll take Marcelo Zuna.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Uh,
And I'm going to try and get some more holds. I will take Tyler, not Taylor Rogers.
yeah, I was considering him with my previous pick. That's a good one.
All right.
Let's see this name. I think I know the first name I'm gonna take. Still debating the second. All right, I'm gonna take with my first pick because I know he's gonna play. I'll take uh, Miguel Rojas.
He does tend to play.
Yeah, he's gonna find a way to like 350 plate appearances, I think. Uh, and then the second one, I'm gonna uh, I'm gonna take a gamble here with that he'll sign Starling Marte.
Oh, he was probably one of my next picks.
I mean, the hitters are bone dry at this point. Like,
They sure are. I am going to take a hitter though, um, who had, you wouldn't know it, but he had a really decent season with the White Sox. Mike Tauchman was my first time hearing of it, but he did, and if they re-sign him, they'll get him some playing time for sure. Um,
I completely missed these 35. That's a
yeah. Um, and with my second pick, um, I think Chris Bassett will probably end up in a rotation somewhere. I'll take him.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good thought. All right. All right. You took an injury gamble, so I'll take a little bit of an injury gamble. I'll take Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole. Oh, is he 30? Oh, man. I missed him because he didn't pitch last year. He didn't show up
Yep.
on my leaderboard. That's a good pick.
This is why you don't use Fangraphs. So one time you don't use Fangraphs.
How about that?
And then give me another pitcher who had a very nice season last year and is coming back for the Holds. Give me Chris Martin.
Chris Martin. That's 3 years in a row you've picked Chris Martin, I believe. Um,
Well, he has rewarded me each of the last 2 years. How about a 105 ERA in 23, 345 and 24? Uh, last year 298. I'll take
yeah,
all.
no, take that to the bank. I will go. I am struggling with this. How about Sean Armstrong? He'll get some holds.
Yeah.
He had a 2.31 ERA last year. I don't love um I don't love like the BABIP being super low. Um and some of the projections not liking him because of that. But there's a few low BABIP, like him and Caleb Thielbar are basically the same, but I'll bet on Armstrong over Thielbar. Um And let's see, I've got one, two, three, four, five starters and one, two, three relievers. I am gonna take I'm gonna take a guy who'll probably do some of both, Colin Ray, who had a surprisingly good year.
Interesting. I will take the aforementioned Caleb Thielbar, and then hmm, debating between few names here. Give me Justin Verlander with my next pick.
Okay. Justin Verlander.
You know he had 2.2 WAR this series, started 29 games.
Man,
Yeah.
I know he pitched really well down the stretch.
Yeah, so I'm like debating because some of these names I'm like I think that they're probably gonna sign, but I feel less sure about it. Uh, so he's on.
At this point, we only most each of the last 2 years, we've only had like, 14, 15 of our 18 guys actually play. Maybe less. So yeah, um, it's tough. I am going to take Kyle Higashioka. He's 35. He's not exciting, but he's gotten over 200 plate appearances each of the last 5 seasons, and he's under contract with the Rangers.
Good pick. Okay, that's what
And with my second pick, let's see. It's there's a lot of these guys, like I'm not sure if it's the end of the road for them or not. And I'm worried. There's two guys I want to take, but I'm worried they're done. Um, so I will instead take Tommy Pham because he'll probably end up somewhere.
that's the first pick you've actually because I'm not 100% sure. Talkin's probably gonna sign somewhere. I'm not 100% convinced that Tommy Phan's gonna sign somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think it's a better gamble than just some rando. But all right, I will round out my pitching staff with a guy who I think is going to get quite a few holds this year. That is Andrew Kittredge,
All right,
and then
your buddy.
yeah, and then I know this guy signed this offseason, so might as well go with or actually hold on. Let's see. Yeah, that guy might just be cooked.
I think I missed one of your picks in writing it down. Because this last pick should be my final pick. I think there's a missing hitter in your. Um,
Altuve, Springer,
oh,
Perez.
Altuve, Springer, Perez, Semien, Yastrzemski, Rojas, Marte. Yeah, there should be one more guy you've taken, and I can't find him.
Hold on, I'm like deleting. Oh, no, no, it's a pitcher.
Oh, did you take one too
Chris
many
Martin.
pitchers?
I'm taking Chris Martin.
Ah, you've taken Chris
So,
Martin.
so
So,
scratch the Kittredge pick.
okay.
So then I need to take two, and then you take. Okay, uh,
Yeah.
we're good. Jesus, this is so fucking bad. Because I know he's gonna play this year, give me James McCann.
Ouch.
Hey, he had a 110 WRC plus last year. I didn't think you were gonna take these backup catchers, and Higashioka and him were the last two hitters on my list, so I gotta find another one. Just anybody I think has a remote chance of hitting this year, aka not Anthony Rendon. God damn, this is so bad. Oh Lord. How is it possible to be this bad? I could take Anthony Rendon for the hell of it, but I'm not.
You could.
That'd be
I'll
pretty.
let you do it.
No, no, I'm not. Uh, what's this guy up to these days? Not much. Evidently. Probably should have just waited on my holds, guys. Just kept spamming the hitters. And I feel like there has to be someone we're forgetting, or maybe not, but am I crazy for thinking there's someone we're just forgetting?
I mean, you made fun of my Tommy Pham pick, but he's better. I think he's better than any of the guys remaining.
There's one guy I was gonna take, and now I read an article, and now I feel less sure about that. If we delay, if I drag this out another hour and a half, Mitch Haniger would become eligible.
I don't think Mitch Haniger's more likely to play than some of these guys.
No, no, he isn't. He isn't. I'm just sticking around.
You could take him just to.
Oh, wait. Uh, do I? All right, I'm taking one last roll through this list, and if not, I'm just gonna say this name. But I want to make sure I absolutely just did not forget anyone, even of remote interest. Pocket, maybe somebody signs uh Carlos Santana. He seems to inevitably find a place.
Yeah, that's one of my normal go-tos.
This is the first like kind of like a below average year that he's had, and I think that's gonna be enough for them to be like, yeah, nah. But
Who was your pick before Santana?
uh
Oh, you
James
took James
McCann,
McCann.
yeah.
All right, and now it's down to my final pick, and we are really stretching this out, huh? Uh,
That we are.
I I don't think there's any chance Justin Turner lands anywhere. Um,
That was the other name I was considering.
I think what it's gonna come down to, I've got three names on my board. Andrew McCutchen, Jose Iglesias, and Elias Diaz.
Those were all names I considered.
See, if McCutchen was re-signing with Pittsburgh, I'd be like, great, he's gonna get 400 plate appearances. But he sounds like he wants to play for a contender, and I don't think they're gonna give him. But at the same time, I think he's probably the most likely to sign anywhere. Jose Iglesias, but he's 39. Iglesias and Diaz are both 35, and they were both pretty lousy last year. I think it looks like Steamer projects Iglesias to have more plate appearances than, but it's got McCutchen. They project McCutchen to have the most of the three, but I'm not sure I buy that. Um,
I think for McCutchen, it's Pirates or bust, and I'm not entirely convinced the Pirates want him back. I also wouldn't be surprised if the Pirates add another bat, and suddenly there's not any room for him.
yeah, but he was also by far the best of the three last year. Not that he was great, but
I don't think I don't know if they're gonna want to clog up their DH for him, especially because they seem committed to actually improving the offense. And there's other players that they roster that probably need to DH more often than they have been.
yeah, God, yeah, I think I'll take Iglesias.
Good call. Not
And those are
calls, but that is a call.
it's yeah, those are our rosters. Um, a lot of first time names here. Um, uh, yeah, a lot of these guys, obviously have not been taken before. A lot of guys who are 35 exactly, but Freddie Freeman went first overall 2 years in a row. Paul Goldschmidt's been taken 3 years in a row now. Um, um, yeah, we got um I'm interested to see whose team performs better.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about mine.
I'm not feeling good about mine. I I'm gonna look back on this and be like, why was Mike Tauchman taken that early? I feel like, but
Hey, he had a pretty decent season.
yeah, we'll see. Our teams, it's always a hard task. These guys, there are fewer 35-year-old players actively playing than ever before. So it's getting guys who are even getting any playing time is hard.
Yeah, on the hitting side especially.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, looking at this past year's hitting leaders, 35 and up, there were only six guys qualified, and one of them was Andrew McCutchen. Um, and then if we're talking 300 plate appearances, there were only 12. So it's a lot of guys who were 35 last year. So it's really just a total crapshoot on the hitting side.
Yeah, agreed. It does make me feel appreciate more that it's important to have younger hitting in a dynasty league, whereas you can get by with some older pitchers.
That is true. I mean, pretty soon, only um 2 years, 2 years from now, Aaron Judge will be part of this 35 plus draft.
Yeah, it's not like you like him though.
Oh, no, that's fair. But no, yeah, it's hard to make it as an older hitter. But yeah, anything else this draft went. You said earlier that it was gonna go quickly because you prepared. I think this took longer than the other two. Uh,
No, 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 no. This is definitely shorter. It got a little difficult in the end, but this was definitely shorter than last year's, without a doubt.
we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, if that's all, until next time, we're only 2 episodes away from the Magic 200.
That we are.
How about that? But yeah, till then, see you next time for 199.
Yep, until then.
This podcast is good.